Coming up right now on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. As you see these matches right here, as you see a lot of matches and returns and championship matches and matches that stack on stakes. Well, we talk about Elias and Brock Lesnar are scheduled to appear on Raw. What Brock Lesnar going to do when he gets his hands on Bobby Lashley? Brock Lesnar attacked Bobby Lashley last week out of nowhere, made that impromptu return. Bobby Lashley wants to get his hands on Brock Lesnar the worst way. Bobby Lashley even calls out the Beast incarnate Brock Lesnar. We'll get to see if Bobby Lashley does on his promise. That's coming up, as well as Elias returns to Raw in nearly a month absence. Elias back. What does Elias have in store for the Red Brand coming up, as well as tag team action? The Good Brothers are many are all considered the OG, the OC gang or whatever, takes on former tag team champions. American Alpha, both of them are former Raw tag team champions. As well as this, with a lot of stakes on the line. The Miz takes on Dexter Lumis. Dexter Lumis has been stalking Miz as of late, and Miz wonder he wants to get rid of Dexter Lumis. The match has been made. If Dexter Lumis beats Miz, he gets a contract on Raw. Unlike Miz's chances. And on the main event, the United States Championship is online. New champion Seth Rollins defends his championship against rival Matt Riddle. These men both got victories over each other and won, but this is the rubber match. This time is for the championship coming up. Speaking of that and hot topics, we talk about what's going on with day one. Day one been canceled. Yeah, it was supposed to be the show between Survivor Series and Royal Rumble. That show has been canceled. We'll talk about that coming up. All right. We get all this started when the Pro Wrestling Show starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Glad you can join us here on for the Pro Wrestling Show. Let's say conversation, but if we didn't get to the conversation, like I said, thanks for watching. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect and all our digital platforms, YouTube and Twitch. Thank you all. And hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. We got a show for you right now, and this fully packed. But we get things started with this. Bobby Lashley calls out Brock Lesnar after what last week happened. Bobby Lashley felt like Brock Lesnar came out of nowhere and cost him the United States Championship. And Bobby Lashley wants his revenge on Brock Lesnar. After both men fought each other earlier this year at Royal Rumble, now come to a head between the two. Bobby Lashley opening the show, wanting to call out Brock Lesnar, and he didn't have to wait no time whatsoever. Brock Lesnar, the Beast incarnate, came out there and settled his score with Bobby Lashley. These two big behemoths started attacking each other outside the ring. As you can see right here, Bobby Lashley spearing Brock Lesnar through the barricade. It's like Royal Rumble again. That's what it was. And you can tell the whole Raw roster had to come out and try to pull apart these two monsters. Bobby Lashley taking Brock Lesnar to the limit. And I think, to the limit. You can see the mass of humanity. Bobby Lashley had to be restrained, had to go to the back. Bobby Lashley, a little bit, I don't know what to say. It's just these two monsters will meet each other at Crown Jewel. And as you can tell right here, Bobby Lesnar had to be restrained. And you can see right here, Brock Lesnar, the Beast incarnate, laid on his back on the announce table. No one didn't see Brock Lesnar getting manhandled like that in a long time. In a long time, I say that indeed. It was that. Brock Lesnar may have awakened a his own monster, his own beast. When he ruled the day that he get want to mess with Bobby Lashley. Well, we know right now this is official by WWE. Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. These two behemoths will meet each other at Crown Jewel November 5th. That's gonna be a match that I want to see. It's gonna be a match that everyone wants to see, and everyone didn't think when it happened at Royal Rumble, but we get to see it again this time in the Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. Man, it was just about what almost 10 months since the date for Crown Jewel. Now they're gonna fight 1-on-1 at Crown Jewel. The last time it was for the WWE title, and Bobby Lashley won that exchange. But now we get to see it again. I want to see that one more time with this right here. Bobby Lashley took all his frustrations out and ran Lesnar through the turnbuckle. Man, you can tell Bobby Lashley means business, and he means business all right. Taking him down like that and want to pull him apart piece by piece. And Brock Lesnar ain't gonna forget about that. It's gonna be a tit for tat between these two monsters. I can tell you that right now. I can tell you that right now. All right. We move on to another one. Returning team. The Good Brothers. I'm just gonna call them the Good Brothers. They like to say OC gang. The Good Brothers, along with AJ Styles as the club. They are involved in a feud. The Good Brothers. We'll tell you later in Hot Topics, or we can tell you during the show that Carl Anderson may have to do something with WWE and New Japan. How he's gonna do it. Well, the Good Brothers came out there and they was trying to talk. Well, the Judgment Day. Didn't forget when the Good Brothers attacked them last week. Finn Balor felt like they don't have it no more, and saying they don't have the balls to take on the Judgment Day 1-on-1. Well, we know that at Crown Jewel it'll be a 6-man tag team match. The Judgment Day versus the Club, and Finn Balor. What's going on with that? But we'll have to wait and see how that's gonna play out. Balor and the club, trying to here's a statement that they want to take down the Judgment Day one by one. In order to do so, they had to. But two, the Good Brothers went against American Alpha, another former tag team champions, in a match. The Good Brothers won in victory. So the Good Brothers getting themselves back in contention whatsoever. The Good Brothers are back in town, and they did so with AJ Styles' help. But the Good Brothers also got approached by Cameron Grimes of NXT. Cameron Grimes wanted to know, could the Good Brothers come and help our fellow man and come to NXT tomorrow night and help them go against Schism. The Good Brothers accepted, so we'll see that as well. The Good Brothers will make an appearance. A lot of main roster stars coming down to NXT to help out. We'll talk about later on what's going on with NXT and AEW War, and we'll talk about that a little bit tonight and more tomorrow about that. But AJ Styles even challenged Dominic Mysterio to a match, and AJ said about Dominic's father, but you ran him out, but you ain't gonna run me out and be a man. And Dominic went against AJ Styles in a decent match, but with the help of Rhea Ripley. So Dominic get a win over the phenomenal AJ Styles. How that played out, but how that is. So hey, speaking of that, the Money Man himself, JBL, WWE Hall of Famer JBL, made an appearance on Raw tonight. It was long rumored that he was going to be managing Baron Corbin or being an advisor to Baron Corbin, and that's what he is, an advisor. He's like Bobby Heenan and Mr. Perfect. Well, we know that JBL basically was being JBL of the old, and JBL of the old. I like JBL of the old because JBL like to run his mouth and like to be this and that. He's sort of like the Donald Trump of WWE, but worse in a way. JBL trying to get Baron Corbin back to the promised land of being a modern day wrestling god like himself, and JBL in the corner of Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin, this was a trade. JBL talked about it. JBL said right here, we've been told right now by WWE that Baron Corbin is part of the Raw roster as a result of the trade with SmackDown for Rey Mysterio. So it was kind of an easy trade to figure out something that worked. Um, JBL, in the corner of Baron Corbin. JBL might take Baron Corbin to the promised land. JBL, and Corbin, and so is a similar S to JBL. JBL said that Dolph Ziggler couldn't keep up in the Attitude Era or the Entertainment Era when JBL was in. Dolph Ziggler was almost at the tail end of the Entertainment Era when JBL was coming around. But JBL now, the spokesman, JBL, he was on commentary again, so he kind of leaned his commentary and talked bad about what. But Bradshaw is being at Bradshaw. So he's got Baron Corbin in his corner. So we'll see how this interesting details will follow suit. Those two egomaniacs, and JBL and Corbin love to talk and love to be brash. Speaking of somebody who loves to talk and like to be brash, the United States champion, Seth Rollins, came out to win the United States Championship from Lashley. Seth Rollins tried to boost his ego, but his ego got crushed down by the return of Mustafa Ali. Ali wants a piece of Seth Rollins, and he wants the United States Championship real bad. Well, Seth Rollins rejected him, and Seth Rollins did this vicious attack to Ali by taking Ali down. So I think that's the next rivalry, Seth Rollins and Ali. These two men might meet at Crown Jewel, who knows? But Ali wanted a shot at the United States Championship, and Seth Rollins refused, thinking that Ali is not in his league. I guess we just have to wait and see. But it's kind of interesting to see that we'll talk about it later on what had happened. But Seth Rollins doing that vicious to Ali. Also, too, Miz trying to feign his injury. He doesn't want to face Dexter Lumis. We got Riddle and Ali trying to see what's going on with Miz. Miz know he has a scheduled match against Dexter Lumis. Miz didn't want to take on Dexter Lumis because he feels like he can't beat Dexter Lumis, and maybe Dexter Lumis may have something over on him. We don't know. But Dexter Lumis tried to win a match, but Miz came out of nowhere and attacked Dexter Lumis and laid Dexter Lumis out and left him for dead. So, like I said, Miz, and this is far from over. Miz trying to send a message to Dexter Lumis, skull crushing finale him onto the chair. So we'll know. We'll see how this is gonna fare out between Miz and Dexter Lumis. And this rivalry is far from over. If you ask me, how this is gonna play out and go. How that be. Also, too, the women's tag team champions, Damage Control. Damage Control was in action, along with Bayley. The women's tag team champions teamed up against the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair and her tag team partner Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae trying to be on the Raw Women's Champion. It wasn't to no avail that the women's tag team champions won their match over women's champion Bianca Belair and Candice LeRae to get the win over pinning Candice. So Candice taking the hit, Bianca being the most protected. So hey, there you go. Also, too, we heard that next week on Raw be a non-title match. Bayley takes on Bianca Belair. Maybe Bayley wins. She might get a shot at the women's championship down the road, when that might be. So we'll see. Speaking of that, Roxanne, Cora J made a rare appearance on Raw. Cora J trying to look for a pick your poison. We know that tomorrow night on NXT, Cora J will take on Roxanne Perez one-on-one. But which Cora Jade trying to find a poison for her opponent at Halloween Havoc. Well, I meant to say Roxanne. Well, it's Roxanne Perez, but Cora Jade trying to look for Ted going against um yeah, Raquel Gonzalez tomorrow. As Cora J was looking for someone for Roxy, I call her Roxanne Perez. Cora J may have found her poison. Might have found the return of Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is now going to wrestle Roxanne Perez tomorrow on Raw, tomorrow on NXT. We'll see that match. It might be a good match to see between them two. But like I said, Rhea Ripley accepted, and Rhea Ripley wants to, I guess, showcase her own skill, and get back in the ring. Gotta get some of that ring rust out, but you know how that be. Also, what else happened? Elias returned to Raw. Elias walked with Elias. Elias is back on Raw. Elias came out there. Yes, Elias said about Elephant in the Room about Ezekiel ain't fit for this and stuff like that. Elias come back. I guess he got his beard back and stuff. But you know that be. Um, and then you see Ezekiel, not Ezekiel, but Elias right here trying to get himself back. As you can see right here. Um, let's see, yeah. And then Riddle came out there. He wanted to do it with Elias, but Elias told him maybe one day. I'm kind of thinking Elias is gonna turn on Riddle some way, somehow. So look for that coming sooner than later. Riddle came out there. He was ready to go against Seth Rollins for the United States Championship match. It was the rematch. A lot of pinfall submissions and counters, but at the end, Seth Rollins retains his United States Championship. Seth Rollins had to watch out for Elias and a lot of other shenanigans, but Seth Rollins still retains the United States Championship over Riddle. Maybe they'll fight one more time, once again, whatever. But Mustafa Ali tried to send a message to Seth Rollins by attacking him and leaving him, and Seth Rollins had to escape. So Ali may be the next challenger to Seth Rollins for the U.S. Championship going forward. But I feel like that should be for the World Championship. And Seth Rollins should be the world be the WWE champion. And I don't get why they're doing that. They're trying to make up for a championship. Raw need to have a world champion, and SmackDown need to have a world champion, not just the world champion of both shows up to one show instead of when he wants to come. It just don't make no sense. But I feel like I would break those ties up. I don't get why these pundits and these experts think you should be one world champion. No, you need to be two world champions on two shows, so everyone can get fair shake. All right, that ends the Raw Ring Report. As you see, Seth Rollins emerged victorious right now. We're gonna move forward. We're gonna move forward to wrestling hot topics on wrestling hot topics. Right now, we're gonna talk about a lot. If we can get the page up, there you go. We can get the page up. All right, we're gonna talk about this. Um, we heard rumors and reports that the game Triple H has been streaked with COVID, so Triple H was not present for Raw tonight. The game Triple H put out a press that he has COVID. Triple H now the head of creative, he wasn't there at the show, so Road Dog was taking his place, doing the day to day responsibilities. So Road Dog was in charge of Raw tonight. Road Dogg's been doing good. I think Road Dogg should be not being the senior vice president of live events. He might well be more um like Triple H, like his assistant. What Triple H role was to Vince McMahon. Like Road Dogg knows he done the Ric Flair last match thing, so kind of makes sense. And I kind of knew Triple H was gonna bring him in eventually. So Triple H doing the right thing, staying away and doing the protocols until he gets himself back. Probably to test himself and test his wife, the chairwoman, Stephanie McMahon, CEO. Also, too, WWE cutting back on premium live events. As you see right here, all these premium live events, even they're keeping some of their events. We see WrestleMania, a lot of less gimmick matches, SummerSlam, Crown Jewel. They want to do more international matches. But speaking of one of the premium live events they're trying to cancel, as you see right here, day one that was scheduled to be in Atlanta. Day one now has been canceled. No more day one. Day one is done. It was a premium live event earlier this year where they tried to do a tradition in Atlanta. That day, Brock Lesnar won the WWE Championship over Big E, and they tried to bury Big E as they go. So we know that day one has been canceled. No more day one. Roman Reigns, I think that was the same event too that Roman Reigns announced that he was positive for COVID-19 as well. So Roman Reigns, like I said, day one is so canceled. So hey, it is what it is. No more day one. No more day one indeed. So hey, it is what it is. Speaking of that, we can tell you that Herberto Carrillo, the grandfather of both current WWE stars, Angel Garza and Herberto Carrillo, has passed away at the age of 85 years old. We want to send our thoughts and condolences to Herberto and Angel on the recent passing of their grandfather. So, may God bless both of them. So, let that be. Also, too, Nature Boy Ric Flair spotted. If we can show Nature Boy Ric Flair spotted with Soldier Boy. I didn't know Ric Flair. All these rappers coming to Soldier Boy. All these rappers coming to Ric Flair. And the Nature Boy showcasing him posing with Soldier Boy. You know how that goes. So Ric Flair out and about with Soldier Boy. Speaking of that, WWE Hall of Famers Kurt Angle spotted with Brett Kershaw, the host of the Big Go Home show, for like the Gone show. Kurt Angle taking a picture. So how that may be for Kurt Angle and stuff. So hey, we'll see that as well. Also too, I think that's kind of it. Let me see. Speaking of that, we told you about the Good Brothers. One of the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson. He's gonna see Carl Anderson next by Cameron Grimes. We know tomorrow they'll be teaming up with Cameron Grimes against Schism. That's tomorrow on NXT. Also, too, the Good Brothers. The Good Brothers, Carl Anderson. It's going to be impossible how he's going to come and help out. He's scheduled to defend his championship in New Japan, the openweight title, that same day against Hikuleo, but he's scheduled to be in a 6-man tag team match, the Good Bros versus Judgment Day. So I don't know how that's going to even play out. So he's going to have to miss one of them. Which one he's going to miss? Either he's going to drop that championship and move on. So could be that. Also, too, Hurricane Helms, which I agree, show that it's Jey Uso. Jey Uso is putting in the work. Saying Jey Uso might be the single underrated talent in the business right now. He's a step up bit his game last year. He's putting in the work, which he's right. He's showing their case right now. Don't be shocked and don't sleep on Jey. He might be a world champion someday, like his cousin Roman, Roman Reigns. We can show Roman Reigns right quick. All right. Um, also too, like Sasha Banks, Mercedes Marino gave a hint on her Instagram story that she might be going to New Japan. If she go to New Japan, it'll be a big loss to WWE. But who knows? So we could see that coming up. Her and Kairi Sane. It should be a match in WWE, but also win down the road. Ray will meet Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. We just don't know when, but we're gonna be glad to see it some way, somehow. Like we said, we told you earlier on the Pro Wrestling Show, right here, that Baron Corbin and Rey Mysterio has did a trade. Baron from SmackDown went to Raw. Ray from Raw went to SmackDown. So Charles Layfield to get his star reestablished again, and we'll see that coming forward and stuff. All right, we're gonna end the Pro Wrestling Show Raw Ring Report. Don't forget tomorrow night. What a NXT. We're gonna leave it with NXT. Don't forget tomorrow night. Gonna be a big night for both shows, NXT and AEW. The Tuesday Night War. This match, I'm looking forward to see Roxanne Perez takes on Rhea Ripley, and Cora Jade takes on Raquel Gonzalez. That's going to be a match that I'm looking forward to see, and we'll see it tomorrow on the Pro Wrestling. We'll see it tomorrow on those respective shows. All right, thank you all for watching the Raw Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. I've been your host, Kendrick Dix, saying so long. We'll see you tomorrow for both the special NXT and AEW Dynamite Full Loaded Show. We'll leave it with the United States Champion, Seth Rollins. See you later.